Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you today?
I am fine.
Okay, me too. Today we would like to learn about narrative text. But before, I'm going to check your attendance first, ya.
Yes.
Alicia,
Present.
Alfa Tunisa,
Present.
Arfian,
Present.
Nina,
Present.
Rangga,
Present.
Udin,
Present.
Okay, pay attention please. Have you breakfast? Sudah sarapan semua?
Sudah.
Good, yeah. So every morning you have to breakfast, ya, to put your energy in the class, ya. Harus banyak sarapan. Okay. Now, last time we discussed about the tenses, yeah, present tense, future tense, and then past tense. So today I would like to tell you about the narrative text. Then the learning objective here, number one, is to determine the textual function of the narrative text by giving and asking information related to movie correctly, yeah. And then number two, to determine the structure of the text of the narrative text verbally and in writing by giving and asking for information related to school activities properly. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Here the character focus, because of we are studying in curriculum 2013, so the character focus here focus on responsibilities and independent, yeah. Alpha Tunisa, pay attention please. And then for material of learning, you can see on the slide and write down on your notebook, yeah. Okay. Material of learning here about the regular learning, social function and literature, yeah. So we have to focus on describe the folk tales. Because of this is we are going to talk about the narrative text and focusing on folk tales, yeah, Alicia. And then here write down on your notebook, yeah, narrative text. Before we are going to show you the slide, I wanna ask you, yeah, who do you wanna ask you, Alicia? What is the definition of narrative text? You know? You don't know? Okay, pay attention, yeah. Narrative text here is kind of text that used to entertain and amuse the readers, yeah. And most of narrative texts are fiction, such as folk tales, fable, fairy tales, legend, and myth, yeah. Folk tales mean dongeng in Indonesia. Fable mean dongeng about the animal, ya, tentang binatang. Kemudian fairy tale tentang yang peri-peri gitu. Okay, do you know the example of fairy tales? Siapa yang tahu tentang fairy tales, tentang peri-peri, cerita peri? Siapa yang tahu? Ada contohnya apa? What is the example? Cinderella, pinter. Okay, good. Yeah. About the legend, who is know the example about the legend? Maybe legenda. About what is the example? Bagus, good, Nisa. Okay, the example is about the legend is Tangkuban Perahu, like that. Yeah, good, Nisa. Good job. And then here we're going to talk about the generic structure of narrative text. We know about the general structures of narrative text. I mean here there is orientation, complication, resolution, and coda. Orientation here tells information about the characteristic involved in the story, or who, the time or when, place or a place, I mean here where, and the condition of the characters in the beginning or now, yeah. Lisa? Pay attention. Okay, complication. Complication here tells information about the problem, yeah, either minor or major problem that the character have, yeah. Okay, about the resolution tells information about how the problem. Okay, yeah. Pay attention, please. Alicia, tell us information about the problem or problem resolved, yeah? And then coda or moral value, we can, the other meaning of coda is a moral value. Tell us information about what moral lesson we can get from the story. And then language feature, here using action verb, yeah, past tense. So here for narrative text, actually we'll use past tense in text, yeah. Simple past tense, subject plus verb 2, yeah. And then for the conjunction here, once upon a time, long time ago, one day, many years ago, meanwhile, then the next day, finally, suddenly, and then. And this is example of narrative text. You can see on the slide here. Yeah, bawang putih. Yeah, we are going to take one example of narrative text. The example here, would we choose is bawang putih, yeah, because of this is very famous folk tales, yeah. Okay. And then we are going to analyze the text, yeah. For orientation from the story before, yeah, actually, the keyword or the keyword of the orientation is about the long time ago, once upon a time, like that, yeah. So orientation is long time ago until Putih's father, yeah. And for complication, one day until, but nobody could pick the plants. That mother and sister also couldn't do it, yeah. And for the solution, bawang putih came out and she could pick it easily because she was the owner of the plant. Finally, the plant could heal the prince's father, and the prince even fell in love with bawang putih. God allowed them to be a couple, and they got married. Okay, here, there are some questions on the slide. Okay, and you have to answer. Yeah, please write down on your book and answer it correctly. Yeah, you can choose A, B, C, or D, and then we have to discuss it. Yeah, would we give you 10 minutes to answer the question? Okay, time is yours. Okay, now let's discuss. Yeah, number one, Nina, what is the answer of number one? What is the title of the story? Okay, bawang putih, yeah, that's right. Number two, what kind person of bawang putih? Rangga? D, yes, that's right. Nisa, number three, what is the answer?
Bawang putih.
What is the answer of number D? J, yeah, good. Number three, good. J. Number four, Alicia, what is the answer? D, that's right. Udin, number five, what is the answer? A, okay, good, yeah. Passion bring you happiness, yeah. And then, Arfian, number six. C, okay, good. Now, we are going to just a little vocabulary here, yeah. Evil mean kejahatan in Indonesia, and force mean kekuatan, yeah. And plant mean tumbuhan, yeah. So if you have a plant at home like a flower or a tree, so you have to watering, yeah. You have to water it. I mean, okay. Now we are going to could we share you about the assignment? Hello, Alfatulisa. Okay. Okay. Assignment here. We will play the video, and you have to analyze this about the tenses here, yeah. Of actually this video, there are some conversation between bawang putih and grandmother, bawang putih and mother, and bawang putih and the stepsister, yeah. So you have to analyze this, what kind of tenses there on the conversation, and give an example, yeah. For example, about the simple present tense on the conversation, what is the kind of simple present tense here, and present continuous tense, and simple past tense, and then simple future tense, yeah. Okay, this is the video.
long time ago, in a nice quiet village, there lived a wealthy merchant. He lived there together with his daughter, who was named Bawang Putih. This merchant's wife had long since passed away. The merchant was very fond of his daughter, because she was obedient and kind-hearted. One day, as he came home from traveling, he brought a woman and her daughter along with him. He wanted to marry this woman. So, Bawang Putih now had a stepmother and a stepsister, who was named Bawang Merah. When her father went to trade, her stepmother and Bawang Merah would treat Bawang Putih like a servant. Bawang Putih did all the work that was ordered by her stepmother. She cleaned the house, cooked, washed clothes, and looked for firewood. If Bawang Putih's work went wrong, her stepmother would punish her by not feeding her. Every morning, her stepmother and Bawang Merah took turns shouting,
"Hey, Bawang Putih, wash my clothes!"
Not yet finished washing clothes, Bawang Putih would then be called by her stepmother.
"Bawang Putih, prepare breakfast now! We are hungry!" Okay, Mom.
Because Bawang Putih worked so hard and was punished so harshly, her body became thinner. One day, Bawang Putih's father returned home and fell ill. He was very ill, and Bawang Putih was very sad because of it. She never left her father alone. However, God decided differently. Bawang Putih's father died.
Father, don't leave Bawang Putih, Father.
While Bawang Putih wept and cried, her stepmother and Bawang Merah were excited because the property and house of Bawang Putih's father now belonged to them.
Look, Bawang Merah! He finally died! Yes! Mom, we will be rich!
Bawang Putih's life was miserable after her father died. She no longer had her father to love and comfort her. Her stepmother and Bawang Merah further tortured her. Bawang Putih tried to be patient, but sometimes she would cry at night.
Lord, please help me. Why are they always evil to me?
One day, Bawang Putih went to the river to wash clothes. She was sleepy and hungry, and her body was weak. While washing, Bawang Putih didn't realize that her stepmother's favorite shawl had washed away. When she put all the clothes back into the basket, she was surprised to find her stepmother's scarf was not there.
Mother's favorite scarf is gone. Oh no, it's drifting down the river. What should I do? I daren't go home. Mother will scold me.
Finally, Bawang Putih decided to go back down to the river to look for her stepmother's scarf. In the middle of the road, she met a farmer who was washing his cow.
Uncle, did you see a red scarf floating down the river?
The farmer nodded and replied,
Red shawl. Oh yes, I saw it. The scarf was taken by an old grandmother who was washing clothes by the river. The old grandmother's house is on the mountain.
Bawang Putih immediately headed up the mountain. There, she found a wooden house. Bawang Putih knocked on the door of the house.
Excuse me, Grandma. Did you find my mother's red scarf?
The old grandmother came out of the house and greeted Bawang Putih.
Hi, dear. Let's go in. What's your name?
My name is Bawang Putih, Grandma.
The old grandmother would give the red scarf back with one condition. Bawang Putih must help her first. Bawang Putih agreed. All day she helped the grandmother cook, look for firewood, clean the house, and wash clothes. For Bawang Putih, all this work was easy, because she was used to doing it. Finally, it was time for Bawang Putih to leave for home. The grandma gave her the shawl.
Bawang Putih, this is the red scarf you were looking for. Oh, I want to give you a gift. A pumpkin for you, because you helped me. Choose which one you like.
On the table, there were both small and large pumpkins. Bawang Putih chose a small pumpkin, because she also had to carry a basket full of clothes home.
I choose the small one, Grandma.
Okay, take this little pumpkin. But remember, you can't open the pumpkin until you get home. Understand?
Well, Grandma, I will do everything you said.
Arriving at home, Bawang Putih was scolded by her stepmother and Bawang Merah.
Where have you been, Bawang Putih? How dare you go out without my permission? Forgive me, Mother. I was...
Stop! Enough, Bawang Putih! We don't need your excuses!
They continued to beat her. Then they saw the pumpkin brought by Bawang Putih.
Cut the pumpkin and cook it. We are starving because of you.
Bawang Putih took the knife and split the pumpkin. What a surprise! The pumpkin was full of sparkling and expensive jewelry.
Huh! Where did you get the pumpkin?
Bawang Putih then told them everything.
Oh, Bawang Putih, you should have chosen a large pumpkin. It would have had more jewelry.
Hearing the words of Bawang Merah, the stepmother finally got the idea.
Looks like I have an idea.
The next day, the stepmother and Bawang Merah went to the river. They deliberately washed away the red scarf. Then secretly, they followed the veil as it washed away. Sure enough, the red scarf was picked up by the old grandmother. The stepmother and Bawang Merah followed the old grandmother, who went up the mountain. As they walked, Bawang Merah complained about how far it was.
I'm tired. Let's just go home.
Bawang Merah, be patient. Soon we will get even more jewelry than Bawang Putih.
But I'm tired, Mom.
I said be patient.
Arriving at the old grandmother's house, the stepmother and Bawang Merah knocked on the door. The old grandmother welcomed them warmly. Then, the stepmother and Bawang Merah pretended to be sad and asked about the red scarf.
Dear grandmother, did you find my mother's red scarf? Oh yes, it just so happens that Grandma found it on the river.
Just like with Bawang Putih, the grandmother would give them the shawl if they helped her. The only way to get the pumpkin was to work to help the old grandma, but they still couldn't stop complaining.
I'm so tired. If it weren't for the pumpkins, I wouldn't do this.
Yes, I'm also tired. Hopefully there will be even more jewelry inside this pumpkin.
Finally, Bawang Merah and the stepmother finished their work at the old grandmother's house and said goodbye. The old grandmother gave the shawl to Bawang Merah and her mother. On the table, there were 2 pumpkins, one large and one small.
Choose one pumpkin as a gift from me.
And of course, the stepmother and Bawang Merah chose the largest pumpkin.
Of course, I choose the big one, Grandma.
Yeah, choose the big one.
Remember, don't open the pumpkin before you get home. Yes, Grandma, that's for sure. We'll go home first, Grandma.
Bawang Merah and her mother did not obey the advice of the grandmother. On the way, the stepmother split the big pumpkin. They were impatient to get their hands on the jewelry inside.
Mom, let's just open this pumpkin now that old grandmother will not know.
Yeah, let's open it. I'm also curious.
However, they were in for quite a surprise, because inside the pumpkin were venomous animals such as snakes, scorpions, spiders, and centipedes. They were both bitten by a snake.
Oh, what is this?
Where is the jewelry? Why do you have these animals inside? I also got bitten.
Because they were still in the middle of the forest, no one came to help them. The stepmother and Bawang Merah died from the snake bite. Their greed brought them to disaster. Meanwhile, Bawang Putih lived happily ever after, the jewelry given by the old grandmother making her rich. She continued her father's business and enjoyed the fruits of her obedience and kindness.
The old grandmother's house is in the mountain. I want to give you, of course, I choose the big one, Karena. Why are they always elder? And for the present continuous tense, this is the sentences. It is drifting down the river. We are starting here, subject to be plus 14, yeah? And for simple past tense, we wanted to marry this woman. Bawang Putih did all the work, and Bawang Putih's life was miserable. Bawang Putih won. Yeah, this is the fourth two here. Yeah. For the simple future tense, mother will scold me. Yes, mom, we will be rich. Will be a future. Yeah, because we are going. We talk about the future. So this is the what the stepmother and her stepsister want to be, yeah? Okay, student, this is, have you a question? No? Do you understand all of the narrative story, yeah? That do we explain, yeah? Okay, thank you, and here meeting for next meeting. Next meeting, you should prepare the narrative text or your favorite narrative text, then to tell the story in front of the class for next meeting. Yeah. Okay. Here, you have to after you go home. Yeah, you have to prepare a narrative story. You can choose legend or myth or folk tales or what is it? Folk tales, myth, legend, and then fable. Yeah, you can choose one of this kind of narrative text, and then for next meeting you have to retell in front of your friend. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's close our lesson by saying Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.